Hey, this is Jed, CEO of I-9 Intelligence, here for another video. We get so many questions about these different compliance issues around I-9s and E-Verify workforce authorization for HR professionals and business owners in general. This is one that just came out hot off the press just this last week. This is around revoked EAD guidance. And I want to just give you a few definitions of terms, things that might be useful for you as you're navigating this new era of workforce authorization. This has to do with E-Verify, of course. It has to do with document verification. But the Department of Homeland Security has revoked certain Employment Authorization Documents. Those are called EADs as of April 24th of this 2025. So this means if you have an employee that's working for you and their workforce authorization is based off of a certain EAD that they have, unless you have a correctly filed Supplement B on the I-9 form with the updated supporting documents, you need to make a change related to your workforce per DHS guidance. And DHS, if you don't know, Department of Homeland Security, ICE reports to them, USCIS reports to them. They're the federal governing body that enforces the law related to workforce authorization. So if DHS revokes the EAD, that means that individuals who are paroled in the United States, their parole's terminated and their EADs revoked. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to let them go. They may actually have another valid document that authorizes them to work in the United States. So that's why we wanted to share this guidance to give you a clear idea of what to do. And again, this came from our compliance team. So if you use E-Verify, this is a big thing. You would have gotten an email from us and we would have given you the list of employees who have a revoked EAD, because we actually got that from E-Verify. The government gave that to us. And then with that list, you could go and reauthorize those employees if they have the expired EAD, then you can file the Supplement B with the revised supporting document. And then we give you the steps here of how you re-verify for those people. It's pretty easy. You don't need to create a new E-Verify case. It's pretty quick. If you don't have E-Verify, it gets a little stickier. And of course, some US states require E-Verify. Then of course, if you're working on a federal project, you have to have E-Verify. That's the law. But if you don't use E-Verify for whatever reason, then the employees are the ones who would have gotten the notice from USCIS informing them that their employment authorization document has been revoked. So the question is, how do employers handle this? Because your employees, while they may have received the notice, it's not in their best interest to let their employers know. Because if they have an expired EAD and they don't have any other workforce authorization supporting document, then they're in trouble, right? They aren't technically authorized to work. So the employees are not going to be interested in going to the employer and saying, hey, you shouldn't actually have me on your rolls right now. You need to let me go. That's probably not going to happen. So for employers who want to stay compliant with DHS, with law, with USCIS rules, then you need to think through proactively, how do I go through this and analyze and get updated supporting documents from people at my company? First, what you're going to do is you're going to look through your compliance reports and export all of your I-9 data for your employees. And then what you're going to do is you're going to look through different statuses that DHS have advised as being at risk or revoked. And of course, you go through our website, we've given all kinds of articles and resources so you can figure out how you need to be analyzing your data to figure out where you need to be addressing this with your employee base. So if you have more questions, you can always reach out to us. We have other resources here. I highly recommend looking at this CHNV parole programs. The government's given lots of guidance about this, TPS, expirations, all that kind of good stuff. I do want to share this. We just launched a new resource for business owners who are managing around workforce authorization in their businesses. Of course, we run I-9 Intelligence, a software platform, and we call it software plus compliance services. So our whole business is structured around providing expert I-9 guidance and E-Verify guidance to our customers, in addition to our software. But if you want to stop those I-9 penalties before they start, we are actually giving a free policy now so that you can get this free policy, and it's going to help you really think about how do you structure this for your business. We give all different kinds of examples and best practices for small and mid-sized businesses to implement policy that helps them stay compliant. So just throw in your work email, you get the policy right away, you can implement it for your business. Anyways, hope this was useful, and stay tuned and subscribe. We'll have more for you soon.